It's crazy, but it might just work. So let's face it, map pockets, they can get pretty rough. I started working on one of the door panels, and I took the map pocket off its backing plate that goes onto the door panel. And this one here, it's the better one that I have. See how messed up looking that is? It's this side, like right in this area, looks proper. This looks like it got into a fight in the back alley. Like anything else, we all think we have a budget, but we know where that goes. But let's face it, there is times where a guy has to watch what kind of money he's spending on this stuff. Especially nowadays when stuff costs 20, 30, 40% more. I think about watching some of these YouTube videos where there's these gentlemen that are in, some third world country that are fixing something that most of us would throw away. And or even some of the stuff that these guys are building in little factories on the side of the road. It's amazing what those guys can do. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try and restore these panels, these map pockets, and see if I could make it look a little better. Let's face it, when it's on the car, when it's down there and on the car, you hardly notice it. But I'll show you what I'm doing. So guys, just a word of warning. Make sure if you're going to attempt this, do this when your wife's not home. Well, it's not that big of a deal, but when you start bringing car parts into the house, you start using their good iron and ironing table. This map pocket, hey look, there's Chloe and Charlie. Hey little girl. Hey Charlie. This map pocket was severely messed up in here. There was actually a big long crease in here, like it was jammed in the door. Now, let's face it, when I tilt this at a different angle, you're not going to see so much of this, especially when we put it back on the board. There is a couple little... You want to go up? You want to go up, little girl? Okay. Here. So, there's a little slice in here, something that you hardly see. I took it off the backing board. Actually, I got a shampooer. I shampooed the back side of it. This is obviously, there's something metallic in here, like it was rust. But you'll never see that, right? I got a brand new elastic. I ended up cutting off the elastics. I popped off the little button. And we're going to do some ironing today. So I put some steam on here. Let's face it, when this vinyl was new, it was totally flat. And the way they put staples in, they put a little fold in two places to help get that crease. I've been actually getting pretty aggressive with this because this vinyl is pretty resilient. I think we'll just give this another going over and we'll let it cool off and see how it goes. Okay, I came back out. This is the better one. And look at how messed up that is. Take pictures of how it goes together on the back. That'll give you the greatest success on how to put it back when you're done. You can re-glue some of these surfaces right here. Gonna pop all these staples out, and then I'm going to shampoo it real quick. Then we'll take it back in the house and iron it while the iron's hot. Okay, you can see how rough looking that is. But look at this other one. I just got it hanging up in the heat. I'm gonna get that fixed up. Those blemishes. But once it's on the car, you hardly ever notice any of that stuff. Well, let's go iron it. I think the big thing with the vinyl is I wet this rag down and then I went over it. And the big thing with the vinyl is if the vinyl cools off flat, it'll probably stay like that. Like I said, once we put the pleats back into place, I think it'll make a difference. Okay guys, I had the vinyl repaired. Actually, I did it myself. And let's face it, it doesn't look perfect right here, but we got the holes filled in. There was one right here, a slit there, a few other little ones. And once we get this back onto the mounting board and get the pleats in it, I think it's going to look pretty good. We're going to be threading in the new elastic, and after that, I guess it'll be time to mount it on the backing board. We'll see how it turns out. I spotted a couple little holes in here. I missed them. So I'm going to clean them up. I'm going to use this Permatex kit. It actually worked all right. It's not as good as the guys, the professionals. Like there's a fellow that I get to do the work, vinyl and leather repair. Those guys do phenomenal work. But let's see how well we could make this look. I'm the total amateur. I did my map pockets. Like, there's actually been some repairs done to this, and it's pretty decent. They're not really noticeable. But let's work on this little guy right here. You can see how big it is. And then there's a little fella right there I'm going to try and do something with. So I'm going to clean them and I'll prep the area and see if I can get it to do the repair on it. Okay, we cleaned the area. There's the little bits of vinyl compound on there. Now we're going to heat up our little heat tool. Okay, here's what we got. Let's focus on here. Basically, we want to fill our holes. Now I'm going to touch up with the vinyl paint. So it takes quite a few coats to get it to blend in. It's sort of a thin coat. So we'll just go like this, let it dry, come back and give it some more. Okay guys, we're gonna hopefully finish up these map pockets. I'll show you where I'm at with it. Check this out. This just turned out awesome. You know, like I said, if you go up close, you might be able to see a little blemish that we repaired, but they're nice and supple and everything else. So here's a little tip that might help. Before you take your map pockets apart, just go on to the area and you could mark where the folds were, kind of like this. So that when you go back to put them back into place, you have an idea of where they were. So I mentioned earlier maybe to take a picture, but this might be just a little nicer way to figure out where they originally were. So this is the backing plate, obviously, and I re-glued all this area all the way around before I stapled everything back on. So I'll put a couple more staples in here, and then we're going to be good to go to put it onto the door panel. I'll take this off once the glue sets up, but basically we got these little prongs sticking out. Just feed them right back through the holes. Okay, I can push this down. I know our door panel is kind of warped, but it is what it is. Once it's on the car, it'll definitely look much better. There, we got her. I don't know about you guys, but this looks awesome. You know, the vinyl is still fairly supple. The pleats are nice. You know, if you don't think that looks right, just take a look at a set of brand new ones, and this looks really good. Even when we go up close, guys. You know, I had a couple little repairs here and there, but when we go up close, you know, it's good. I think it's going to look good on the car. So we can put the brand new push clips in for the door panels. I'll fasten them onto the back. I could put it onto the car right away, I think. Check it out. Here, I'll put a bit of light on the subject. So there is our map pockets that we refurbished or restored. Yeah, everything turned out really good. So it would have been nice to have new ones, but they look pretty good now. And like I said, when you open the door and you look down on them, they look pretty good. I'm impressed. I'm happy. Now just to finish the rest of it. Actually, once I get the console in, we're going to work on the headliner soon. Actually, once that headliner's in, everything is going to go pretty smooth, I think. I've got to take my time with that. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope this helps some of you guys out. Maybe if your map pockets are in rough shape, you might iron the kinks out of them like I did and save yourself a few bucks. And thanks for watching. Happy New Year, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers.